and welcome to Joe Rich TV's Prime News Hour. I'm Monica J, bringing you today's top stories. We begin tonight with a major update from Ghana's Electoral Commission (EC) regarding the upcoming general elections. The EC has made a significant move to bolster transparency and media access by expanding media accreditation numbers for coverage at collation centers nationwide. This announcement comes amid earlier controversies and public outcry over perceived restrictions on media participation. Media accreditation increase announced. The Electoral Commission has decided to raise the total number of accreditation cards for journalists covering election result collation processes at constituency and regional centers to a remarkable 4,500. This marks a sharp increase from their initial proposal, which had set a minimum figure of 3,308. The revised numbers reflect the Commission's effort to respond to public concerns and address criticisms from various stakeholders. The Media Foundation for West Africa (IMFWA), one of the most vocal critics of the EC's earlier stance, had described the initial limitation as misguided. They had strongly urged the Commission to rethink its decision, arguing that adequate media presence is crucial for fostering transparency and public confidence in the electoral process. In a statement released today, the EC clarified that their initial plan was not an attempt to curtail media access, but rather a measure aimed at ensuring organized and manageable coverage at the centers. The Commission now acknowledges the importance of accommodating a larger number of journalists, particularly to enhance public trust in the electoral process. Key details of the accreditation process. Under the revised arrangement, the 4,500 accreditation cards will be distributed through two major journalist associations, the Ghana Journalists Association (GGA) and the Ghana Independent Broadcasters Association (GIBA). The EC has assured the public that the allocation and distribution process will be entirely managed by these media bodies, with no interference from the Commission. The leadership of GGA and GIBA is expected to receive the cards by Sunday evening, allowing sufficient time for journalists to prepare for their roles in covering the election. This hands-off approach by the EC has been welcomed by media practitioners as a step towards building confidence and cooperation between the Commission and the press. The GGA and GIBA have expressed their commitment to ensuring fair and equitable distribution of the cards to qualified journalists across the country. A commitment to transparency. The Electoral Commission has emphasized its unwavering dedication to fostering a transparent, credible, and successful electoral process. In its statement, the EC acknowledged the critical role the media plays in elections, describing journalists as vital partners in ensuring that the public receives accurate and timely information. The media's support is crucial to the success of this electoral process, the EC said. We are committed to working collaboratively with all stakeholders, including the media, to uphold the principles of transparency and accountability throughout this election. The Commission also urged journalists to uphold the highest standards of professionalism, reminding them of their responsibility to provide impartial and factual reporting, especially during such a crucial period for the nation. Reactions from stakeholders. The announcement has drawn mixed reactions from various quarters. Advocacy groups such as the IMFWA have praised the EC's decision as a victory for democracy and press freedom. Speaking to Joe Rich TV earlier today, Sulemana Brema, executive director of IMFWA, said, "This is a positive development. An adequately represented media ensures that the public's right to know is protected, and it enhances the credibility of the electoral process." Meanwhile, some journalists have expressed concerns about the logistical challenges of covering multiple collation centers, even with the expanded accreditation. They argue that beyond accreditation, there is also a need for the provision of adequate resources and infrastructure to facilitate effective reporting. Political parties, too, have weighed in, with many commending the EC for taking a responsive approach to concerns raised by civil society. A spokesperson for one of the major political parties described the move as a step in the right direction, adding that it reflects the Commission's willingness to engage constructively with all stakeholders. Looking ahead, as the election day approaches, this development signals a more inclusive approach to media participation in Ghana's electoral process. However, the real test will come on election day and in the days that follow, as journalists, election officials, and political parties navigate the high-stakes environment of vote collation and declaration. That's all for this hour on Joe Rich TV. Stay tuned for more updates as we bring you the latest news from across the nation and the world. I'm Monica J, and it's always a pleasure to keep you informed. Thank you for joining us, and have a great evening.